Imagine a world shackled by controls, where experts believed only massive government intervention could save us. That was the prevailing wisdom after the Great Depression. But then a voice emerged, sharp and unwavering, arguing the exact opposite. Milton Friedman dared to say that prosperity wasn't found in central planning, but in the radical, even dangerous, idea of letting people choose. He challenged titans, inspired presidents, and fundamentally changed how we see money, government, and the very pursuit of happiness. This is the story of his audacious belief in economic freedom. Milton Friedman was born in New York City in 1912, the son of Jewish immigrants from Carpatho, Ruthenia. His early life was marked by the kind of scarcity that would shape his worldview. His father worked himself to death, and the family scraped by. He graduated from Rutgers in 1932, just as the Great Depression was tightening its grip on America. This wasn't an abstract economic crisis to Friedman. It was personal. He saw soup kitchens, bread lines, and the crushing weight of unemployment, not as the failures of capitalism, but as the catastrophic failures of government policy, particularly the Federal Reserve. While the intellectual tide was flowing towards Keynesianism, the idea that government spending could pull an economy out of a slump, Friedman, even in his youth, began to swim against it. He didn't just disagree, he analyzed. He devoured data, challenging the prevailing dogma that markets were inherently unstable and needed constant state intervention. He believed the problem wasn't too much freedom, but too little. His early work, often dismissed by the establishment, was a meticulous decades-long quest to prove that the free market, guided by individual choices, was not just the most efficient engine of prosperity, but also the surest guardian of human liberty. Friedman's most impactful contribution, the idea that would earn him the Nobel Prize, was monetarism. For decades, the economic consensus held that government could fine-tune the economy through fiscal policy spending and taxing. But Friedman argued that the true lever of economic control, the fundamental force influencing inflation and recession, was the money supply. He famously stated, "Inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon." This wasn't just an academic theory. It was a radical challenge to how governments operated. He argued that central banks, by increasing the money supply too rapidly, caused inflation. Conversely, by contracting it, they triggered recessions. He reinterpreted the Great Depression, asserting it was not capitalism's collapse but the Federal Reserve's failure to prevent a massive contraction of the money supply. His solution? A steady, predictable growth in the money supply, like a reliable heartbeat, allowing markets to function without destructive interference. This gave governments a clear, measurable mandate and shifted focus from chaotic interventions to stable, long-term policy. This insight wasn't just about numbers, it was about trust. When a government consistently devalues its currency through inflation, it erodes the very foundation of planning, saving, and investment. It punishes hard work and destroys certainty. Friedman's monetarism was, in essence, a call for integrity in monetary policy, a belief that a stable currency was a bedrock for a free and prosperous society. Beyond money, Friedman's greatest philosophical contribution was his relentless articulation of the indivisible link between economic freedom and political freedom in his seminal work, Capitalism and Freedom. He argued that without the ability to make your own economic choices, where to work, what to buy, how to invest, other freedoms become precarious. Consider a society where the government controls all economic activity. It dictates what jobs exist, what goods are produced, and how wealth is distributed. In such a system, any dissent, any independent thought, can be stifled by simply withholding economic opportunity. If your livelihood depends entirely on the state, how truly free are you to criticize it? Friedman believed that a free market, by decentralizing power and providing diverse opportunities, creates havens of independent action. If you disagree with one employer, you can find another. If one publisher won't print your book, another might. This competition, this choice is not just efficient, it's a crucial bulwark against tyranny. It ensures that no single entity, government, or corporation can wield total control over your life. It's a profound thought. The grocery store, the small business, the street vendor, they're all, in their own way, silent defenders of our right to speak, to think, to simply be free. Friedman's belief in individual choice extended far beyond monetary policy. He applied it relentlessly to almost every aspect of society, challenging long-held assumptions about government's role, from advocating school choice through vouchers, empowering parents to select the best education for their children, to deregulating industries. He consistently argued that empowering individuals, not institutions, led to better outcomes. He wasn't an anarchist. He believed in a limited but essential government, one that enforced contracts, protected property rights, and provided a stable framework for individuals to thrive. But he saw government expansion as an insatiable beast, always seeking more control, always promising more benefits, often at the expense of individual liberty and true prosperity. His consistent mantra was, if individuals are free to choose, they will generally make the best decisions for themselves and collectively for society. This is why his ideas still stir such debate. To empower individuals means taking power away from institutions. It means trusting people. It means accepting that freedom comes with responsibility, and sometimes, with the risk of making the wrong choice. But for Friedman, the alternative, a benevolent, all-controlling state, was a far greater risk, ultimately leading to stagnation and the suppression of the human spirit. His enduring challenge to us is to constantly examine where we place our trust, in grand schemes and central plans, or in the boundless ingenuity and moral agency of free individuals. Milton Friedman was more than an economist. He was a philosopher of freedom. He didn't just analyze markets. He analyzed human nature and the conditions under which it could truly flourish. He was a champion of individual liberty, arguing that economic freedom wasn't merely about wealth, but about dignity, choice, and the very structure of a free society. His legacy is a testament to the power of ideas, from challenging the post-depression consensus to influencing leaders like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. His calm, logical, and often controversial arguments reshaped the global economic landscape. He reminded us that there are always unseen costs, that intentions don't always equal outcomes, and that the greatest engine of human progress isn't a government program, but the combined creative force of millions of free individuals pursuing their own dreams. This is the enduring lesson of Milton Friedman, a fierce, unwavering belief in the individual, and the profound, transformative power of economic freedom, a belief that, even today, continues to shape our debates, our policies, and our very understanding of what it means to be truly free.